What is neurofeedback? I'm Dr. Z. I'm known as the brain guy. So neurofeedback is something that people are searching for more and more and more. But who does it help? What exactly does it do? And how do you know if you're even a good fit for it to begin with? So who is actually looking for neurofeedback, and what does some of the research show? Well, when we look at it, ADD, ADHD, some dyslexias, autism even to an extent, depression, anxiety, PTSD, concussions, and even cognitive impairment are those things in which neurofeedback is being used for. So what exactly does it do? Well, have you ever heard of Pavlov's dog? If not, I'm going to tell you what is Pavlov's dog. Well, what they did was they conditioned this dog to every time a bell rang, it would start salivating. Now, they initially did it by providing it with like a steak, and so it thought there was always something there. But they ended up conditioning to the point where they no longer needed a steak, just simply the bell alone would cause the dog to salivate because it had associated the bell with the food, so it'd salivate. Now, neurofeedback is very similar for that with the brain. What we do is we look at your brain waves and we're able to have a device on your head that ultimately tracks your brain waves, and it provides you feedback based upon what your brain waves are doing. So if they're where they should be, you then hear music. You also may get changes in the screen, and even some places have games on it where you'll see your characters winning in the game versus losing if your brain waves are where they should be. So how do we even know if you would be a good fit for neurofeedback to begin with? Well, it all starts with the initial evaluation when we look at your brain waves using what's called a QEEG. So the same device that's used for treatment initially gets what we call a brain mapping of what's happening with each and every one of your brain waves to say, do you have a pattern that is suggestive of depression or anxiety, ADD, ADHD, and concussion, and so forth. Now, depending on the pattern you have, the treatment will be performed based off that. So I don't recommend finding a place who will slap a unit on your head and start from the beginning, because we've got to make sure you are a good fit and your brainwaves tell us if you are. Also, by having good baseline testing, when follow-up testing is performed, you can also know whether or not you're getting the improvement you want. We should see as your brainwaves improve, you feel better. If you don't feel any difference, then ideally the brainwaves haven't probably changed, but we should be able to track it like that. So if you'd like help with improving any of those symptoms or conditions, neurofeedback is something that you should probably consider. If you'd like to know if you'd be a good fit, contact our office, and look forward to working with you.